There was forecasted winter weather in Mississippi, and, we all got our hopes up. And then, it's currently Tuesday. We were expecting to have a little bit of winter weather at this point. If you look outside, we didn't get anything. So I will pan to that real quick. Hopefully you can see nothing. It's nothing. So it's a little bit disappointing, but that is one of the things about living in Mississippi is the all four seasons in one day type cliche. So anyway, off to another week, and I have entered the planning process with a few, with that most recent client about the mobile home retailer. So we begin the planning process. I already have a shoot day, going to be going middle of February next month. But I am, I've been studying for my drone exam. I am going to take the exam this Thursday. Hopefully that goes well. I mentioned last episode that I really wanted to do it, and I was kind of getting a little bit antsy about it. And I was like, I really want to do this and do it quick, because when else am I going to have time? As the wedding season starts ramping up after the cold weather, and, clients start wanting to do more kind of towards, when it warms up. Nobody really wants to do too much when it's cold. Once we get past all that, things are going to start getting really busy. So at this point, I was like, it might be a good time to go ahead and start studying for it when I'm in a little bit of a lull. Started studying for it last week, went through this company called Drone Launch Academy and bought their course. I bought it because it gave me a little bit of motivation. If I were to just try to study all the materials on my own, I'd be studying for like 3 months, and I don't think I would ever get it done. Just because I didn't have any motivation behind it, and I didn't have anything at stake. Went through them, and the cool thing about them is the amount of quizzes you can take, and it feels like they really refresh you on what you're learning. So went through them, and we'll see if it all works out come Thursday. But it's currently Tuesday, off to a hot start this week, and gonna take the drone exam Thursday morning. It was a really busy week for work this past weekend. I did a lot of, I was working a youth event. Saturday was like a 12 to 13 hour day. So I'm still a little bit exhausted from last weekend. So I have a little bit of flex time this week with the full-time job. So going to take the drone exam, and I think this will also benefit me. I was telling the people I work with, I was like, if I do get this drone license, I can shoot for the church. Or since I'm already the videographer, I can go ahead and get some drone shots while I'm there. So without fear of the FAA coming to get me. Another item is I have sent the video to the travel agent, and I've gotten final approval on that. So that went really good. I thought, they're advertising a trip coming up later in October, and I wanted to make the video as fun and as lively as possible. So if you do want to see some of these projects, I don't really advertise these on YouTube or anything like that, but I do, a lot of these companies have other social media, so they will probably post it. So you will see it shared eventually on my Instagram and Facebook. If you haven't followed me there, go and check those out, and you'll see not just the wedding stuff that I do, but a little bit more of the other business side, like the stuff I did for the travel agent. I did that video sales letter recently. So, have that on there for you. So go give it a follow on Facebook and Instagram. Remember, I'm trying to get up to 500 Instagram followers by the end of the year, and I finally hit 300. So on our way in that regard. So, but it's going to be a good week, and looking forward to taking that test Thursday. I'm going to continue taking practice exams, not just on the Drone Launch Academy website, but also on YouTube. Go through and find some other stuff where maybe I can get a different taste of different questions. Just want to make sure I'm fully prepared. You only have to make a 70 on the exam, and I've been doing pretty good, making well above that on the practice exams, just to make sure that I'm going to be ready to go. So here's to a good week. It is officially test day. I'm ready to go take my drone exam. Got an appointment here at 9 o'clock. I feel like I'm pretty ready. Honestly, it's making me a little bit nervous because, I've been out of school. In 2 years, it'll be 10 years out of college, which is crazy. But that was the last time I took a test or even remotely had to study for a test. So this is going to be interesting. I think I'm prepared. I was going through, and I spent, a little bit less than 2 weeks studying. And I think I'm in a position where I've set myself up for success. You only need a passing grade of a 70, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it was tough getting back into like the whole studying for a test mode. Anyway, got the good camera out for today. Feeling like it's going to be a good day. Didn't want to use the phone too much, but got the good camera out. My new little on-camera microphone. Hopefully everything sounds good. Yeah, hopefully I come back with good results for you here in a little bit. I'll report when I get to the testing center and all that, and kind of talk through my last preparations. Hold up, gotta make a turn. Hopefully I can report some good news back to you here in a little bit. But, you know, ultimately, you can only prepare so much, and I think that I prepared good enough. Not good enough, but I feel like I've been preparing for, you know, a good while now, and I feel pretty confident that I'll get the result. You only need a 70, like I said. So what I'm reminding myself of is it's not the end of the world, obviously, if I get blinded by the sun. Hopefully I can have a good result for you, but I'm on way to the testing center now. Should be rolling up here in a second. So there's only one testing center around here. I mean, there's multiple in Mississippi, but the main one is in Jackson. And I think I just passed it. I'm gonna turn around here. There it is. Just got here. Gonna hang out for a second. I've got the exam starting at 8:45, or starting at 9, so it's currently 8:20. Gonna spend a few minutes reviewing, and then I'm gonna go in and get registered and all that. So study guides I used was Drone Launch Academy. Used them, and been studying for a little bit less than 2 weeks now. And also just, I mean, I've looked at other stuff, YouTube videos, study guides, things like that, but it got kind of close to test time, and so I wanted to get a little bit different material so I can see some like different questions. So I downloaded you can see I don't know if you can see it, Part 107 app right there. You click on it and you can go into the app and do some practice tests and things like that. What I really like is how they go through the hardest questions and the questions people typically miss, but you can also go over the questions you are typically weak at. I'm going to run through a bunch of these for a few minutes and then go in and get locked in. I don't want to be late, so I got about 15 minutes to look through everything, so let's go. Your boy passed. Honestly, was sort of, I wouldn't call it flying colors, but I made 87, so very, very excited with that. Honestly, I stressed about nothing, but that's just life. That's how I am. I typically will get anxiety over everything. So, but made it 87. The minimum score was a 70, so got that done. And what I've learned is that if I can do it, you can do it too. The process now is I'm going to go and register with my, show that I passed the test and get my license mailed to me. This begins the process of me researching drones. I don't want to just be rash and buy it. I want to do my research, and make sure I do everything according to plan. But yeah, thought it went well. Very, very excited about the future and the doors that this opens up. Certainly, within a week and a half, I wouldn't recommend studying the day before. Study for about a week and a half, take a bunch of practice exams, then you're gonna be good to go when it comes to taking this Part 107 exam. But thought it went good. There was some questions I worried about on practice stuff, but they never really came up. So, obviously, like I said, worried about nothing, but then there were questions that I think were softballs. Super, super easy, almost a little too easy. So, got that taken care of. So excited. It's nice when you finally get that stress off your shoulders. Gonna go get a victory lunch and then see what the rest of the day holds. But yeah, super excited. Gonna get started on the follow-up drone process, but first, I went to the grocery store and me and my wife are gonna have celebratory steaks tonight. So obviously didn't want to go too expensive of a route, but just got a couple New York strips from Kroger. Yeah, gonna season those. I may give you a little bit of an insight on how I do it. I haven't perfected it. Always looking for recommendations, but this is kind of how it's done. First and foremost, I love good Worcestershire sauce. Lee & Perrins, awesome one. I'm running out, so I have to go get a brand new bottle as well. So growing up, I also used Montreal steak seasoning. That's kind of my go-to. It's kind of like a comfort thing for me. I don't do too much because I don't want to give the steak too much, too much going on. I also will throw in some garlic powder, and I just got this new Dano's seasoning. May throw that in there as well, in moderation, obviously, but I think it'll be fine. Just don't want to ruin the steak itself, but that's kind of what I'll do. But I'm gonna season these first, and then I'm going to get into figuring out if I need to, what I need to do next in this drone process. But it's been a good day. Want to make sure that I celebrate it the right way. Felt a lot of stress, kind of like stuff that I haven't felt since I was in college. And I wanted to make sure I got it right the first try. I didn't want to have to say, oh, I have to do it again. There's nothing wrong with doing it again, just maybe a bad set of test questions you didn't quite prepare for, but wanted to make sure I got it done in a timely manner. Wanted to get it done on the first try. That was a challenge to myself. So got it done, going to celebrate accordingly. But rounding out this week with a good steak dinner and going to enjoy this Thursday evening. Nothing better to do it than with some steak. So just got everything logged in. They gave me a code, which feels like it's about 20 digits long, that I had to submit on my IACRA site, which if you're going through the drone process, you understand all that. Got that submitted, and now it is a little bit of a waiting game. Trying to get I'll get a temporary certificate soon. It says within 7 days. Luckily, I don't have a drone. I'm trying to fly right now, no gigs for drones. So right now I'm just kind of waiting. So in about 7 days, I should get the temporary certificate, which is my license until the other one comes in. But right now I'm awaiting a TSA background check. So once that gets approved, then they'll give me my temporary one, and then in the mail sometime in the short future, I'll have my official license, and I'll show you guys. Unless it has information on it you can't see, obviously. And got that done. Very, very productive Thursday. Where's my notebook? Where's my pen? My favorite pen. Got to settle for the backup option. Not really a pen snob, but as long as it writes. It's the start of another week. Got a phone call with a potential couple for a wedding coming up here in a few minutes, and I'm just doing a little bit of prep work, getting ready to take notes. That's always important when you're doing these consultation calls. So I'm going to be giving her a phone call here in a few minutes, but starting this week off pretty hot. This vlog's kind of covering multiple weeks, and this is just another piece of the puzzle here, but got that in a few minutes. All right, 12:15, going to give her a call. Hey, this is Matthew. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you still ready to talk?
Yes, I'm ready. All right, good to see you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that went good. Turns out they're sort of a friend of a friend of a family member, actually. So that went well, and I love those. It's just you have a little bit more. Whenever you get somebody on the phone, and this is with anything, it's just it just feels a little bit more comfortable to be able to talk to them. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but when you get a chance to talk to them and kind of understand where they're coming from, understand their needs, it's a lot easier to build a package for them, to work with them in that regard. So I thought that went really well, and I'm going to send them the package that I'm sort of building out for them. Send that to them later this afternoon, and they'll get back to me and see if they want to go forward. But thought it went well. So I just got back from lunch after talking to that bride, and now I was kind of looking at my FAA site to see if I'd get my temporary certificate, and it finally came in. So now I'm officially, as of this moment, licensed to fly a drone in the United States. So that is specifically licensed to do it commercially. So that's a big difference there. So got that done. Very, very excited. Again, drop your drone recommendations. Looking for something that's not going to break the bank too much, but I am willing to spend money on it. So very, very excited about this. But the temporary certificate came in, and I'm ready to fly.